Yeah, good morning, everyone. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you, sir. Okay, so yesterday, I guess Vishnu sir was there in the session, right? And Salman sir was there. Apart from that, those Karthik sir was also there. Salman sir, we couldn't speak to each other. We didn't get acquainted with each other. So, are you able to speak now? No.
Yes.
Yes, Vishnu sir. Okay, we're expecting Salman sir, Karthik sir, Sita, and Shanu to speak so that I can understand. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear you. Yes, sir, Srisha. Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing really good. So I'm currently working in an organization as a quality manager.
Great.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So um,
Where, sir?
it's an organization known as Entity Data.
Okay. It's
Uh,
in where? It's in Bengaluru.
no, I'm currently based out of US. So I was originally from Chennai, but I'm based out of US now.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah. So there's a lot
Great.
of process improvements and all of that, and I understand that there's a lot of data analysis required as part of the role. So I'm hoping to upskill myself on data science.
Okay. So exactly, you're working as a quality analyst in your company, in your organization, right?
That is correct.
Oh, great, great, great. So you want to upgrade yourself as a data science. So earlier, have you ever done any kind of a programming uh, into any of the sectors you are working right now, or previously you have done any programming?
I used to do a little bit of VBA, not much. Um, on a need basis, I would sometimes take the code and try to tweak it a little, but not much programming knowledge background.
Okay, okay. So, right. Also, I can understand that your expectation is that you can learn it from the scratch, right? As I haven't said,
Correct.
but yesterday we had spoken on it, right? Right. Yeah, even if a person who is new to the subject, right, who has not even done a programming in his entire life, still that person will be able to code, right? I told you, if you determine yourself, you're passionate about learning this thing, within the 6 months you can be a very good developer. And see, in today's world, if you're known, if you're working in IT sector and if you're known to any of the programming language, that becomes a very good choice for you to sustain your job and have a hike in your career. Because see, all IT is all about programming. No matter you program into in any of the end-to-end technologies, but you need to know programming. And best choice to make a wise choice, you always need to go with the market, what is happening in the market. And data science has a very good career right now in the market.
Yeah,
All right.
agree.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Karthik sir
Thank
was
you.
also there. We didn't had a word with each other, right? So acquainted, didn't get acquainted with each other.
Yes, sir. Should have.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine. Good morning. How about you?
I'm good,
Yes,
sir.
hi.
It's
Good
a
morning,
pretty
guys.
chilled morning over here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, please go ahead, sir. So what is your goal? Why do you want to learn this course? Because see, unless and until we are unclear about why do we learn this course, so we let it's like a diagnosis thing. It's like an analysis.
Uh, actually, I'm working as a DevOps engineer, and yesterday I told you, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yes, sir. Yes.
yes, yes. Yeah, I'm working
Oh,
as a DevOps engineer right
yes.
now. Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
actually,
right.
I'm
And now you want to
trying
change.
to upgrade my skill. That's why I chose.
Data science.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Karthik. I remember. I remember. My apologies. I forgot, sir. Yeah, I remember, sir. Yeah.
No.
Uh, and Sai Kiran is there. Sashi is there. Shano is there. And Sita is there. So can you be guys
Yeah,
have
hi sir.
you guys as
Hi
well?
everyone.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm Sita. Good morning, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. How do
Welcome,
you
ma'am.
do?
Okay. I'm doing good, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, currently I'm working as a PL SQL developer in Gemini.
Oh,
So,
okay.
uh, yeah, on Power BI and Python also. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to upskill I mean, uh, I want to add uh, great course, great technology to my career. So that's why I joined this session.
Oh, great, ma'am. Yes. Data science is definitely a good choice to make right now in the market. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Nice talking to you, ma'am. Okay, Shanu, sir, is there? She's there. And so I can quickly, without wasting much of the time, can we have an introduction of from your side? Okay, a few of them were not there. Once again, my name is Sangram Bagadi, and I am a machine learning engineer. I am into a data science since past 10 years, and that is a decade. And I'm going to be your trainer for the next for this entire course. Okay, so do we guys have? Do you are you able to hear me, Shanu first, Rashid, and Sai Kiran?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. So yesterday you were there, sir, in the session, the
No,
first
this is my
day.
first session.
Okay, this is your first day here. Okay, so tell me. So, so can I know something about yourself?
So my profession is not in any IT sector. I'm a sound
Hmm.
engineer, and I just want to know about data science, and it's possible to change my career.
Sure, sure. You're working in which sector? I was not able to hear properly.
No, I am a sound engineer.
Okay, okay, I got it. All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Shashi sir, Sai Kiran sir,
thank you.
you're there. Welcome, sir. Okay, I guess they are not there. See, I'll tell you. Let me open Word and I'll tell you. See, I will have one more explanation so that you are able to understand that how do we move ahead. See, now I hope everyone is able to see my screen. See, this entire course is going to be total. See, what, let me out. This is a data science course. Let me zoom it out as well. Data, data science course. So this entire data science course, what we are going to cover. See, there are three steps. We have divided this course into three important steps. First thing, when you're trying to data science course, it's all about machine learning. It's all about machines. What is the data science that we are trying to implement some machine building? We are trying to build a software for the future generation. As I told you yesterday only, that what are the future softwares? Like if you look at Alexa, if you look at Siri, if you look at Uber, if you look at Ola, whatever, right, that performs on its own, that is all the machine learning. What we are trying to do is that we are trying to reduce the human efforts. What are trying to do? We're trying to reduce the human effort. So one of the training I was doing, a few of the people asked that, sir, if the machines will take down all the job, all the work, then what will be left for the humans, right? Humans will be left with no job. It's not the case. In the other hand, in the other case, what would be required is that we would be required more employees to do and build the software for the future generation. Because if you are trying to build the software, we need the maintenance people, we need the quality people, we need to developer to build it. We lot of resources to build it. So, like best example, the Tesla. If you look at a company called Tesla, Tesla is one of the good companies, and that Tesla company, right, which is manufacturing the company, it's not talking about the SpaceX. I'm talking about the Tesla company, which is into the automobile sector, which manufactures cars. That car is totally based on machine learning. Machine learning. You need to understand how important machine learning or the data science has become nowadays into our life. If you look at Google as well, Google also is trying to implement a lot of data science into it. Example, I told you one of the good applications is called as YouTube, right? When you try to search something on YouTube, right, you get the suggestions for it, right? You watch one of the video. Now suppose I want to watch a film, right? Suppose I want to watch Three Idiots, right? So you watch Three Idiots, right? You're done. Next time when you come onto the YouTube, you find some suggestions in regards to Three Idiots, some kind of a genre, right? It's a yeah, no, interesting movie. It's a comedy movie. It's a science movie, something. So you always get a recommendation in regards to the same movie. How does it become, right? How is it possible that you're getting a suggestion that what you're trying to look at it? This all based on the machine learning. When the data, when you try to search something through your credentials, because see, when you try to log in into your YouTube, you try to log into your Netflix, you try to log into your credentials, your account number, your details, right? And that details is being saved on the side of the in on the database on the server of the company, and they have their own data engineers, they have their own data scientists, they have their own machine learning, they have their own deep learning engineer, where they perform the operation on this all the data analysts, that whatever the data it receives on to their end, and this is how they perform. Then on that basis, they build an algorithm, they build a software in such a way that whenever the person, or suppose Sundram is trying to find something related to so, no, thrilling movie like Sherlock Holmes, you get a recommendation in regards to the thrilling movie. This is how you build an algorithm. Why? Because you're trying to reduce a human effort that this person is trying to search something in regards to the thrilling movie. So you need to provide the suggestion in regards to thrilling movie only. A lot of companies. One more example I'll tell you. Amazon, right? Amazon company. It's an e-commerce site. Everyone has done a shopping through an e-commerce site called as an Amazon. Yes or no? You tell me. Have you guys ever done a shopping through the e-commerce site called as Amazon? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, you guys done. Right. So you purchase something on Amazon. Now suppose you want to buy a mobile, right? So if you want to buy a mobile, you go to the search text box. What do you type? I just want to know from your side. Suppose if I go to the Amazon, or like let's suppose, right, let's open, right, Amazon. Right, this is what you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we are.
Yes
Yeah.
or no? Right. So
Yes.
Yes.
suppose I'll type over here mobile phones, right? See, I get a suggestion, right? Under 10,000, etc. I'll try my mobile phones, right? See, now I get a phone in around 10,000, 14,000, 8,000. Okay. How did this Amazon site understood that I am trying to look at the phone in this particular range. If you look at here, look at this delivery. If you can see my cursor, it says deliver to Sangram, and there is my pin code over. This is my address, right? And it tries to track my address. So what happens is that this is not the first time I'm trying to show myself to the Amazon. Previously, I have spent my years and years to Amazon, right? Every time. What happens is that whenever I try to search phone, right? This Amazon site has understood that this credential, whatever the IP address, this thing, this person, whenever it comes to this phone, he tries to search phones, whenever he tries to search a mobile phone, he is trying to look the phone. With previous record, I'm not saying with this now. Previously, I should to look the phone, which is of Samsung company, right? This is one keyword they have found. And I always choose to find a phone in between range to 8,000 to 15,000. So you look at the phones that whatever the phones they are trying to show it to me, it's all maximum in between 8,000 to 15,000. You see, look at the price. This is 15,000, this is 11,000, this is 9,000, this is 9,000. How did Amazon understand that it needs to show a phone of Samsung or Realme and in range between 12,000 only, right? There are iPhone is available in market night right now, yes or no? And that phone cost around like 1.5 lakhs. There are some Google phone, Pixel phone that is around 70 lakhs, sorry, 70,000. There are phone that is available above 50,000. How did the software or this Amazon come to know that this is the only phone and this is the only company or this is the range that I need to show to this customer? This is all based on your search history you have done previously. And that is why It understands that whenever this person is trying to look for a phone, you need to store a phone in between this range and of this company one day. Why? Because this person has shown always an interest into this amount and this company. Suppose if I'm trying to buy a phone and it is always showing the phone which is above I want to buy a phone about 50,000, right? I want to buy a phone which is above 50,000, right? See, there a phone available, but this didn't appear on my search. This didn't appear on my home page. Why? Because you never tried to look of this budget, and that is why it's of no use to the Amazon to show this kind of phones to you because this Amazon understand that this person, like Sangram, doesn't have that budget and he's not interested in to buy a phone which is above 50,000. And if we are the company keep on showing this phone to you, what is going to happen? You're going to lose the interest on Amazon. Why? Because you don't have the budget. And if you don't have the budget, why would you spend your valuable time on searching or looking at the phone which you're not going to buy? It's a wastage of time. This is how Amazon is trying to build its site. It's building in its algorithm by having a data scientist, and that is how it appears on the screen. You look at your screen as well. You go to Amazon, try something, whatever you're trying to buy. You'll always get the suggestion what you're trying to look. This is how where the role comes of the data scientist. This is how the role of data analyst comes into the play. The data analysts are more into the presentation. As ma'am is also there. She's working as a data analyst. Yesterday we had few of the people say data analyst is what you need a database language. SQL is there. We can use one of the other database called as Excel. Then you need to use a visualization tool called as Power BI or Tableau. These are optional. One is by Microsoft and the other one is by Google. And these are the few things that you need to learn. But data scientists, machine learning are much more driven to build an algorithm. They are built for the future of the. Imagine. Now I'll ask you one question over here. Imagine you're trying to search XYZ item, right, on Amazon, and you're not able to find that item. Amazon is not showing you that thing. It is showing a number of things, but what you're trying to look, it is never showing that thing. You tell me, will you go to the Amazon? You'll go for one time, you'll go for two times, you'll go twice on Amazon. I want to know from the audience, will you go on Amazon for the fourth time? If it's not showing the item that you're looking for, will you go on Amazon to buy that product? Yes or no?
No,
No.
we
Definitely
won't.
not.
See, that is human psychology, right? You yourself know you are not going to go to buy the product because why? Because whenever I try to go in my leisure time that I go and I want to buy a product, it's showing some stupid suggestions. I am not having a budget. I'm not looking for that product. Why is it showing me a suggestion? Now see, from here, my budget is from 8,000 to 12,000. So from here, I can understand like, okay, this is okay. Samsung Galaxy, oh, okay, 164. No, no, this is my budget. Okay, this 60,000 I can buy. So I'll check in, okay, what are the future? But here I got one more suggestion called as nothing, this phone, right? This one, IQ. What also is that, okay, this can be a suggestion. Let me have a look at it. Oh, Motorola is also one good suggestion. This is how it's trying to suggest you. This is all based on your search history. This is definitely a part of data science nowadays. Imagine if Jeff Bezos can be a world's richest person just by having providing the suggestion, he doesn't have his own any manufacturing product. What he does is that he's trying to be a mediator. Vendors and customers he's trying to connect, and he can be the world's richest person. So imagine we and you are working professionals. We are you are doing a lot of things. So why can't we? But we definitely know the direction where we need to head towards. Because instead of just not having the smart work and hard work is important, but direction is also important. If you're trying to hit the arrow in the right direction, then and then only the victory is yours. So this is all the thing. This is the role of data science that is coming into play. This is one of the example I told you. So there are a lot of things. You need to go you go to YouTube, you try to find something, you got recommendation. This is all based on the machine learning part or the deep learning part. So what we are going to cover in the focus previously, if you are new to the programming, you see, if you're new or you're not new, what I'm going to consider is that everyone on the same page. So we are going to start with one of the programming language, and that is Python. Which language? Python, because Python is one of the beautiful language to code, and it's very easy, it's very convenient, and it creates a lot of interest. And a lot of programming language of software are nowadays built into this programming language. So we're going to learn Python, and in Python we are going to learn the core Python. That is what A, B, C, D, A for apple of the Python. And once we are done with the Python, core Python, we are going to move to your advanced Python. So what comes under the advanced Python? We have this oops concept, right? We started from the oops part. That comes under the oops, or we can say functions that are called methods. Right? From there, we are going to start the advanced part. In the core part, we are going to have the data types. Data types. What are the data types in this? What are the mm, uh, conditional statements in it? And so many things. This is what we are going to cover in the course. Even if you are new to the programming language, you don't know what is Python, not to worry. From there, we are going to learn. We are going to learn it from the scratch. Okay. So this will take some amount of time. Once we are done with the Python, we understand, okay, we are not able, now we are able to code something. We are able to put a logic to Python. Why we need a programming language to put a logic, right? Any software, you need to build any software. You work as any software engineer, you need to know one programming language. If you are going to enter into the IT industry, see, no matter what background you come from engineering background, you come from, you're an MS, BA graduate, you're a B commerce, you're B pharmaceutical, no matter what you background you come from, educational background you come from, if you're going to make an entry into IT sector, you need to know one programming language. You need to know. If you want to sustain yourself, you want to have the feet strong rooted into the companies where you're working, or you want to have the feet strongly rooted into IT sector, you need to choose one programming language. You have to. If not, then definitely it's going to be a hopping thing here and there. Okay. Once we are done with the Python, then we are going to start with the data analyst part. Data analyst. In this data analyst, we are going to learn some SQL, what is required. Then we are going to learn the libraries which are required for the calculation, for the statistical calculation. Because see, machine understand only binary language, right? It understands the numeric language. It doesn't understand this text format. If you try to pass a command in such a way, this is like a text. This is a human readable form. This is not a machine readable form. If you pass such a kind of a message to machines, the machine will not understand. Why? Because the software is built on the binary language only, zero and one. So you need to convert every single thing. So whatever I'm typing over here, it should be done. The scaling should be done. And scaling should be done in the numeric format. If you convert this into the numeric format, then and then only the software will understand, or the computer will understand what you're trying to perform. So then we are going to have the libraries over here. So what are the libraries here? So we are having the powerful libraries like NumPy and Pandas. These are very powerful libraries that are used for the scaling, and for the visualization we are going to use Matplot, Lib, and Seaborn. What is different between NumPy and Pandas and Matplot and Seaborn? So these are visualization. This is used for the visualization. Visualization means the same thing that you're doing via Power BI or Tableau to present yourself on a graph, right? This when we were in the school days, we used to plot a bar graph. We used to plot a scatter plot, right, to understand, to make it understanding with the visualization. So that is what you are going to use the libraries that is used for the visualization. And NumPy and Pandas, these are used for the scaling part. Convert those format, the code into the numeric format. So this is what is used. And it's one of the very powerful library nowadays. Got it? Then once we are done with the data analyst, well, one more thing is left. We are going to have Excel over here. So in the Excel, we are going to cover core and advanced. We are going to have a core and advanced. This is the role of the data analyst we are going to have. And once this is step two, first step we are going to make learn Python. This is very important. Second, once we are done, it's a step by step. It's a hierarchy. You cannot jump in one hierarchy. If you think that you're good at SQL, that will never complement Python. If you're good at Python, that will never complement as SQL, or that will not complement NumPy and Panda. Everyone has its own importance. Once this is how the road journey is going to be. And then we are done. Then we come with the data science. In the data science, we are going to learn some statistics part, whatever the statistics are required for our building. Second, we're going to learn the models that are there. Different models are there. Then, and how do you use this model? And then We are going to have this algorithms because algorithm is also required, what algorithm, and this is all about the data science that comes under it. So there are different models. There are supervised learning. I guess if you have done a little bit of R&D, you know supervised learning, unsupervised learning. And then algorithm, there's an algorithm called as NLP. We are going to learn only two algorithms, which is very importantly and used because most of the machines, 70-80% are based on NLP and artificial intelligence. This is what we are going to cover. This is how the roadmap starts. And in every, now suppose we are trying to learn Python, right? So after completion of every topic, what we are going to have is that we are going to have a proper assignments. We are going to have a proper assignment. So what is the use of assignment? What will happen is that, so when you're trying to do the assignment, so what will happen is that I'll be able to understand that how much you are able to understand, how you are able to, how much time do you spend? Because when you try to code something from your output, I'll be able to understand that are you trying to practice at your home apart from the regular class sessions we are going to have. If we are going to have a right, we are going to have a 1 hour session. So suppose 1 hour session we are going to spend. Apart from a 1 hour, that is 23 hours are left. So how much time do you spend? Right? If you're trying to practice and you're trying to do studies on a regular basis, it will be very much clear after the assignments. And assignments I'm going to have it after completion of every topics. And wherever there are small topics where it's not needed, then we are going to cover that major topic, and by together we are going to have an assignment. So it's not going to be the case that we're not going to have an assignment. We are going to have a homework. That is why the thing so that I can understand you're doing a proper studies. If there's a loophole, so I can have a conversation with you so that we can have a conversation and let's have try to find out where is the loophole and why you're not able to do the coding. Because at the end of this course, I want you guys to code and enhance your career. So if suppose you get completed by May or April, by the end of 2024, right after that, from there 6 months or 7 months, I want you to be at a different position. And see nowadays in the US or into UK or any of the European countries, in India as well, there are a lot of opportunities in data science. IBM says that by 2030, there are going to be at least required 40 to 50% more data scientists that were required in 2020. Imagine no other country, no other sector has grown so much in 10 years. That is less than a decade. That was said by IBM because I'm working with IBM. I'm associated with IBM. So in 2020, they made an analysis. They made a prediction that they are expected to have a rise in at least 40 to 50%. So imagine how behind every 100 people, there are going to be a 40 to 50 people who are going to work in the data science. Imagine data science is not the only course. There are web developers, there are data analysts, there are blockchain developers, there are software engineers who works on Java, .NET. A lot of people, right? Just not about the software industry. There's a lot of people working in the different sectors, into banking or automobiles, into designing, into clothing. But still, this is one of the growing industry. Out of 100 people, you would require 40, 50 people working on the data. And IBM is one of the largest company you everyone knows. Got it clear? So how we are going to do? This is our roadmap. This is how we are going to channelize. And this takes at least 4 months to learn properly. We are not going to hurry. I'm not going to lie you and I'm going to tell you that, okay, we can wrap up the things in 3 months or 2 months. No, it is going to take 4 months. I want you to prepare. So whatever you are going to learn, you need to learn in such a way that you don't have to learn it twice. Whatever you try in one go, you should be able to do that. You don't have to come back again and try to search what did I learn in the previous session or in the previous training or in a previous course. So that is how we are going to have an outcome. Clear till here? Is everyone clear what I'm trying to convey everyone?
Yes.
Yes
Yes, sir.
or no?
Yes.
So, okay, this is what my all. This is all the explanation from my side. So we'll have and from your side, like if you got any doubt, because see, if you're trying to learn something, that means that you're having an interest, right? Unless and until the person doesn't have any interest, he or she will not show up at such a pretty morning. And you guys are all like we all are working professionals, right? So you have your own work, but still out of your busy schedule everyone try to join a station, that means that you're trying to seek an interest into data science, right? And unless until you don't clear the doubt, see, when you go to the doctor, right? You try to diagnose yourself. Doctor knows everything. It's the same thing I know because this is not the first batch I'm going to train. I've trained people in domestic and international as well. So, but the thing is that unless and until the patient doesn't speak from his own side that this is what I want to learn, this is my doubts and this is my question over here, so the person would definitely not rely upon it. Even if I go to a shopping mall and if I want to buy an ABC item, I would buy that product which I rely on. Unless and until that product has not cleared my questions in my mind through the advertisements, through the YouTube ads and something, right? Unless until that thing has not hammered into my mind. So you have reached up to here and you want to do a data science. That means you have tried to gain in information from the different ways, right? Or maybe there, I don't know who is this, what is the source of information, but definitely you might have heard somewhere, or maybe your colleagues have spoke about it. You maybe some of the people are already working into this data science industry, and that has emerged into your curiosity of your own, and that is why you have reached here. But I need to know from your side that what do you expect from me as well? What are your questions? That if you have any questions, I will have a Q&A. So if you just want to have some brief idea about anything, you can ask it to me. Yes, Salman sir,
So
Karthik
after
sir.
so after completing the
Yes, sir.
modules on which projects do we work uh, on which projects do you guide us?
Yes, we'll have a capstone project. We'll also have a capstone project. Thank you. Very good question, Vishnu. So what we'll do is that we are going to have a, if you can see in the advertisement, we have written 3 plus TL project. So we are going to have a 3 projects. Once after completion of Python, we are going to have 1 project. After data analyst, we are going to have 1 project. After data science, we are going to have one more project. So this is what we are going to have a capstone project on completion of every section. And in between, we are definitely going to have an assignments as well. And there are going to be lots of prizes as well. So we are going to have the project as well, where you can put an entire logic. Because see, once we are done with the entire course only, then and then only we can have a project. Why? Because whatever you have learned so far from E to Z, so you need to put that all E to Z learning into that project, right? If you have a project in between, so what is going to happen is that you're going to put a logic from E to M. And what about from the second half? So that is what the answer is. Once we are done with a particular section, then we are going to have a capstone project which you need to complete. That applies entire logic from A to Z. That is, you have learned from that entire section. Got it? And in between, in small chunks, we are going to have an assignments and some small things.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir. Because the project is required. Project is like putting a logic, implementing a logic, execution of from your side. It takes a lot of things. Yes. Hmm. Anyone else? So Vishnu sir has had a doubt. See, before we could proceed, we are going to start with the session. Today we are not going to start, but we definitely were going to start with the uh, no ABCD of the Python because that is the first section that we are going to learn, supposed to learn. But still, it's a demo session because few of the people had joined to clear his or her doubt. I just want to know, you guys are working professionals. Yes, anyone? Like Sita ma'am, Salman sir, Karthik sir, Sai Kiran. Ranu sir, I guess I didn't hear it from you, or I guess maybe I missed that out. Okay. Karthik sir, do you have any questions? Salman sir.
Yeah, yeah. Hi.
Yes, sir.
I have one question from my side. So after completed this course, can I apply this content to build a prompt engineering as well?
Uh, you can, sir, but prompt engineer is a different thing. You can
Okay,
apply
okay.
some part of algorithm, you can apply, but definitely you'll not have that much of scope towards the prompt engineering. And prompt engineering now it's still under the emerging phase. It has shown a good hype, but still it has not shown that hype, I would say, which it should gain. But you can apply, say everything is interrelatable, but it will not have that interrelatable thing, that much interrelatable.
Uh,
This is totally,
yeah, actually, here that a few topics seem similar to prompt engineering side, so that's why I'm asking this question.
so you can apply, but this is a totally a machine learning thing, right? This is not a
Okay,
related prompt engineering. You can apply. So if you can utilize, you can make a hybridization model. You can have this, put this thing learning into this. prompt engineering, definitely you can make an weak scope or an entry towards the prompt engineering as well.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. But I'll not, as I said, I'll not lie to you. This is totally purely the entire altered course where you can make an entry to the machine learning engineer, where you're going to build up futuristic generation robots or models, every single thing, software. This is totally a thing.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Anyone else?
So not a question, a request. As you're covering
Yes,
the
sir.
topics, you mentioned that this would be just enough to for us to sort of get an entry into that field. But
Definitely,
if you can also
definitely.
give us reference links or anything there where we can, add some additional knowledge with respect to that particular topic. If you can sort of refer
Definitely,
us
definitely.
to
Yes,
sites
yes,
or
sir.
anything.
Definitely. So when yeah, yes, sir. Definitely, when we start learning, definitely will I'll provide you the reference. But I'll tell you, as I spoke earlier, this is not the first batch I'm training. Even if you try to learn this thing, whatever you are going to have, right? And if you keep on practice, see, you're a working professional. That means that definitely you're going to spend 8 hours in a your working chair, right? So out of
Correct.
24 hours, 8 hours already gone. 1 hour of session is already gone, right? That means 9 hours is gone. So you get some less like 15 hours have been left in your day, right? You occupy some time with your family, you occupy some time with a lot of things. So definitely you can. I'll give you the reference. But whatever I'm trying to train you a year, and if whatever assignments I've given you a year, even if you go through those things, at least as I said, you are able to make an entry, and that is the ultimate goal. See, once you enter into the industry, after a few years of experience, when you start working on to the data science field, 3, 4 years as well, you're going to grow into the industry. I'm not saying I'm not going to provide a reference. I'm going to provide a reference, but whatever has been taught, that is also from the no n number of references, and that is from n number of things that I am going to show it to you. So even if you try to focus on those things, and if you're trying to do the assignments on a regular basis, try to focus everything, that is also going to make an entry. Because see, at the end, what is important to make an entry into this field, and this is what the program has been altered. At least you need to get an entry into this sector. And rest, it's all up to you that how you sell your boat towards the show, to the show. Yes. Hmm. Okay. And this entire course, as I said, this entire course will take 4 months of duration. This is going to be a 4 months of duration. 4 months of duration. And it would be a regular class. It would be a weekday class, Monday to Friday. Every day, 1 hour. Okay. Clear? Yeah. Any other questions? If anyone has any other questions in his or her mind. Okay. Salman sir, you work in US, right now? You are from Chennai, but you're working in US right now.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Vishnu sir, you're from New Jersey. I remember you, right? You told me. Okay. Uh, Karthik sir, you have any questions
No, good for me. No,
for
any
this?
doubt from my side.
Okay. And what we are going to use is a collab. So you guys heard about collab? It's a cloud interpreter that we are going to use. This is a collab. Did you ever guys use collab for the programming purpose? Yes or no? Python, as I written over here, Python is an interpreter language. What does an interpreter language mean? You see, a literal meaning of interpreter is that it's trying to be a mediator. It's the same thing. When you try to do a code with the help of when you try to do a code with the any of the traditional language like C, Java, right? Those are compiler language. What is the difference between interpreter and compiler? See, compiler is also does the same thing that it compiles the entire thing. It compiles the entire code. Our interpreter is trying to be a mediator. But the difference between an interpreter and compiler, what is between the difference between Python, the difference between the Python and the rest of the language is that what is the difference? The huge difference is that when you use the Python language, right? When you use a Python language, when you write a code, right? Now suppose I've written a code over here, right? This is a 7 line code, sorry, 5 lines code. So what happens is that the interpreter means what? It's trying to be a mediator. Mediator between whom? Mediator between a human written code, between a human written code and and machine and a computer, right? And a computer, because computer understand a binary language and human understand this English language. So suppose this print hello world, imagine if print hello world was written in such a way, 1001100110000. You tell me, are you able to understand what is the meaning of this thing? Even I don't know what is the meaning of this. Yes or no? But computer understand only this language. So when you try to write this print hello world, what happens is that it needs to transform it. It needs to convert this human readable code into this format. Unless and until it doesn't reach to the software in such a format, it will not able to understand what it is the meaning, what is the meaning behind it. And that is what becomes the role of an interpreter. And the interpreter here we are using is a Python. What is the role of Python? What it does is that it's simpler word. Python transform this human readable code into a binary code. That is the role of a Python. Got it? So this is role of a Python. Earlier, what we used to do is that we used C and Java, right? So C and Java was the coding language that we used to convert this human readable code into a binary language. But nowadays, Python is one of the important and popular language. And why people choose to write Python, I'll tell you, and it's an interpreter language. See, when you write a code in C and Java, what happens is that when you write a code, right? Now, suppose this is a file and a code. So when you compile the code, what is the meaning of compilation? When you run a code, so it reads this line of a code and it creates an output. It reads this line of a code, it creates an output. So it reads this line of a code and create an output. I'm talking about C language. So what happens is that it will read entire block of code, whatever the number of statements are there, and then generate an output that either it's going to be an output or it is going to throw an error. What I'm saying, listen to my word carefully. When I use this C language or a Java, what it does is that it reads the entire block of statements. Like I have written a 5 statements over here. So what it will do is that it will read entire block of statements and then tell me that am I going to get an output or am I going to get an error? Now example round now just relate. This is a file and of a code. Imagine you are trying to do a coding and you're trying to build a software which is a 10,000 line of code. How many line of code? 10,000. Imagine you try to compile a language, you try to compile a code, right, which is written in C and Java. C and Java. And you compile the code of 10,000 codes. So obviously it is going to take a time, yes or no? Is it going to take a time? Yes or no? You tell me. What compilation of software, no matter how good processor you have, is it a TensorFlow or whatever, Python, but still it is going to take some amount of a time to compile the code. Yes or no? Tell me, guys.
Yes.
Right? Imagine it if it takes 10 minutes, right? You go to the coffee vending machine, you take a coffee, you come back, right? You spend some time, you chit chat with the people, and after 20-25 minutes, it gives you an output saying error. So imagine how frustration you will have if I'm trying to compile a code and after 25 minutes I'll spend of my time, it's not showing an output, it's showing an error. This is a frustration thing. Whereas on the other hand, if you use Python, what is going to happen is that if you have written a same file of a code and there is an error on the fourth code, right? I'll show you over here. There is an error on the fourth line of a code, right? So what happens is when try to run a code with the help of Python, it will show me an error. Why? Because I didn't comment this part. So Python will not understand this part. So let me comment this part. Uh, so now let me write a code. See, now what happened is that it showed me an error. It shows me an error that this is an error quickly. What it will do is that it will quickly, it will detect the line at which line there's an error. See, there's an error quickly, and it will not, wherever it finds, whenever it finds a code error. So now what it will do is that it will read one line, it will run second line, it will run third line, it will read fourth line. But when it will find the error on the fourth line, it will stop its execution. What I'm saying is that it will stop its execution and it will not proceed ahead of the fourth line. No matter if it's going to generate an output on the fifth line, if it's going to generate on sixth line, still it will not move ahead. Why? Because if it has already found an error, that means that this software or whatever you're trying to build a software with the help of Python language is not going to create an output. Why? Because there's an error. Definitely it is going to save your time. So now suppose imagine your error was found on the fourth line only. So it's going to take only 4 seconds. Suppose in on an average, if it takes 1 second, I'm telling to you from a human perspective, if it's taking 1 second for every single of a line, so imagine you're going to get an output error on the fourth second only. Whereas if you're trying to use this programming language like C and Java, if it's going to take 25 minutes, after 25 minutes of comparison is going to show me an error. So this is such a stupidity. So that is what Python people choose to use a lot. Why? Because it saves a lot of time into programming code as well. Because if you're going to get an output in 4 seconds or 4 minutes, then why should I not choose this programming language? No point. Again, you're going to find out an error in C and Java. Again, you're going to code. Again, you're going to compile. Again, it's going to take 25 minutes because if it's taking an average of 25 minutes to compile that 10,000 code, again, you have to wait for 20 25 minutes. And again, after 20 25 minutes, okay, that error has been solved, but there is one more error. So imagine how much time it will take to build the software. It is going to take a lot of time. Whereas on the other hand, if you use Python, wherever it detects a error, it shows us an error, it will stop there only. It will not execute further, no matter if it's when there is an output or not. It will stop at that point only. Clear? Got it? Colab is one of the file we are going to use interpreter. One more is there that is called as Jupyter. I guess you guys I have heard. Jupyter is also there. That is also we are going to use. So Colab and Jupyter, what is the difference between Colab and Jupyter? I'll tell you. Colab is on the cloud. That it's on the cloud. So what you just require is the credentials, your email ID. So what happens is that whenever you try to fetch the information from the Google Colab, it's already available for you. So that is the best advantage. So you can have a access to this all the coding through your mobile phone as well, and you can have an access from wherever you want. Why? Because this is all saved on your drive. It's all saved on the cloud. So what happens is that you just need to use your email ID and you can have the information back. But if you use this Jupyter, Jupyter is available on your local system. Now, suppose I'm using my own laptop. So if I try to find something on the coding or whatever the assignments or whatever the programming I have done, on the cloud. This is a software installed onto your system. This is one of the platform environment we can say we are going to use. There's one more called as PyCharm. We are going to keep it installed so that we do a little bit of practice or you yourself can keep on doing on the practice on different platform. Visual Studio is also there, but we are not going to do a lot of trial and error. We are not going to do a dry run. We are going to use Google Colab. The reason why, because it's going to be saved onto the what do you say, on a cloud, so it's very easy to access it back, right? It doesn't get it will not get lost. What will be required is only your email ID. And after completion of every session, what I'm going to do is that this collab file, right, whatever the collab, whatever the practice, whatever I will teach you, this all the file on every session after completion of every session will be shared to you on a drive. So what will be done is that we will give an access to all the people who will enroll themselves into this course and access to this drive, so that whenever out of your time, right, apart from your session, whenever you'll get the time and you want to see what has been taught on the Colab file, you can go and find the Colab file over there and you can practice on your own. So that will happen. What will happen is that next thing is that you'll have an access to this file, whatever will be done with that particular session. So we'll save it on a drive and will allow you the permissions. So that we'll do on every completion of the sessions. Clear? Is it clear to everyone till here? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah, I hope everybody is able to understand. See, it's just the beginning. So it might, even if you're new to the people, if you have done already a coding, so that's not a problem. But if you're new, sometimes it happens. See, unless that we don't get acquainted with each other, unless that you don't get acquainted with the subject, right? You don't get your yourself on a track. It will take time. See, whenever you, even if I started learning something about the programming language as well, so everything is for the first time. The only thing is that you should be determined on learning the things and always do the things which are difficult to do. What people say, or if the world is saying that this is a very difficult thing to do, then only you need to ask yourself that how can it be impossible? Unless and until I have not tried, I cannot say that it's difficult, right? Just going with the point of view of the people is not the right thing. You should always all have your own perception towards the thing as well. Do not follow the crowd. Okay, so I hope so till here everyone is clear that what we are going to use. The Colab doesn't require any installation, so that is okay. Jupyter and Anaconda would require the installation. So when we'll start with the regular classes, first what we'll do is that the first module is the installation and setup. So we are going to have a setup of the Jupyter notebook and PyCharm on your system so that you can practice on your local system as well and you can practice on cloud. For the cloud, we are going to use Google Colab. What require is only credentials of yours, that is the email ID, and it will be saved onto your cloud. And you can fetch it through your mobile phones. You can access to any of the electronic gadgets. But in the Jupyter, on the PyCharm or the Visual Studio, it is only available on your system. But still, we'll have those installed into your system because why Colab will require internet. Not necessarily you'll have internet every time with you. Clear till here, everyone in the classroom in the session. Yes or no? So those who are done, so
Yes, sir.
what will do is that. So if you guys have any question, you can ask it to me, or else we'll wrap up the things with here. I'm just trying to say this is a demonstration. What I'm trying to do is that I'm just trying to provide you the brief or the summary of the course, what, how, and how will be the course held, or what will be the roadmap for this completion of the course, and most more over to it. Any, it's like if you have any doubts or if you have any question in your mind, it's a doubt clearing session. If you guys have any question, you can ask it to me because see, unless and until you don't rely on the product, it's the same thing. I'll tell you from my side. I'm not telling from your side. I'm a human just like you as well. So there's some like-minded things. So if I go to buy some products, right? I buy the product unless and until I'm not aware about it, right? Unless and until I don't have the doubts clear about it. So if I go to the grocery shop or retailer shop, I want to buy a biscuits. How do I buy biscuit? I buy the biscuits like Britannia and I buy a cream because that is what my favorite is. This is how there are a lot of companies. But this has shown me a good interest that this is one of the good biscuits I need to eat. It tastes good as well. And that is why I trust it as easily now. You don't have to trust it twice. It's the same thing unless until you're not clear with the picture that what you need to do. People don't move ahead. That is what I'm asking again and again repetitively. So if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you can ask it to me. Because see, we are going to start tomorrow, maybe the one session, but for Monday we are going to have a regular classes. But if we a lot of people enroll, because I have heard from people, if they are done, so maybe we'll start from tomorrow as well. We will can have the installation and setup tomorrow only. So what will happen is that on the first day, that is Monday, we will not spend the time on the installation part or the setup part. We can start with the step one of the course. That will save our day, at least our one day. So that will help be helpful in the upcoming days as well. Okay. So I guess everyone has their doubts clear. If you guys still have a question, you can ask it to me. Not a problem. Anyone? Sai Kiran, Sanu, Vishnu, Karthik, Salman, any one of the sir, any sir, any have any questions over here? No?
I'm good for now. So thank you.
Okay, okay, Salman sir. Okay. Karthik sir, any question? Vishnu sir, Sanu sir, Sai Kiran sir.
Uh,
No
Thank you,
questions.
sir.
No, no, no.
Okay, great. So all right. At least still here, the picture is clear that what you need to do, right? How we are going to go ahead. And step by step, as we move ahead, I'll be clearing a lot of things. Yeah. First thing is that you need to get on track. You start learning, right? And then only we are going to come, we are able to understand the subject. But not to worry, I'm going to tell you and teach you from scratch only. Okay. Shanu sir and Karthik sir and Sai Kiran sir, if you have any questions, you let me know. If not, then we'll wrap up for the day. Um, okay. I guess they are not there. Okay, then all right, guys. We'll stop over here then. Is that okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. If
Yes, sir.
everyone is there, then we'll stop over here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. So bye bye, everyone, and have a good time ahead. Right? Have a good day ahead. Thank you so much. Bye bye.